Good evening and welcome. Saturday night footy comes to you from Etihad Stadium. Carlton and Adelaide and Robert Walls. The Crows were obviously very disappointed in going down to Port Adelaide last week. They'll be nice and fired up tonight.
Well, they will, Hutto. They've had a week to think about it, and they like playing against Carlton. They've had the wood on the Blues over the last few years, so they don't mind playing here at Etihad Stadium, which is in fantastic condition tonight.
Well, let's have a look at Carlton, of course, coming off that memorable draw against Essendon. They brought Allard and Joseph, two little men into the side. Joseph starts as a sub.
Yes, and keep an eye out for Chris Sharon. He's been playing in defence and playing really well, giving them a lot of run and dash. Walker's been playing up forward. Simpson will be very keen to make amends after last week. And, of course, Warnock's been playing really well in the ruck for Carlton.
Still plenty of injuries at Adelaide. They do get a couple back. They really went missing last week after dominating early.
They need to get their midfield up and firing, Hutto, and Neil Craig, their coach, mentioned that through the week. He put the acid on his midfield group. They really need to play well tonight because Carlton's strength is its midfield.
And who do you think will win?
I'm going for the Blues.
All right, let's go to the opening bounce. Carlton and Adelaide from Etihad Stadium. We're expecting a terrific contest. The big men come to blows, and big Chris Judd sends Carlton forward. Almost the grab to wait. What a start! Eddie Betts! Eddie Betts! Eddie Betts! What a way to turn around some form. It's taken 17 seconds, and he just took a little bit to get a handle on it, Rob, but what a fantastic start.
Yes, and Tambling lost him. His opponent lost him, and he didn't have to get past his opponent, Richard Tambling. Once the ball hit the deck, it was just an open run to goal. Get control of it as he did, and I tell you what, the Carlton fans love that. So too did Eddie, but Richard Tambling, he was out of position once that ball came off the hands of the marking players.
Great start by the Blues. Brett Ratton be wrapped with that. And Eddie Betts, who, as we mentioned, been quiet the last 3 weeks, getting a great start. So Warnock to do battle up against Jacobs, the former Blue. And Carlton ready to get underway now. There's a bit of a delay. The umpire waiting, but he's not going to get the customary white light because we didn't go to a break. So we get finally underway. Well done, Jacobs. Competed hard there, Van Berlo. Now he gets a kick. Jacobs inside attacking 50, coming to meet a low down. Well done, Laidler. And he marks in his chest, wide to Judd. Run provided by Yaron from half-back, delivers towards the wing. And a little push out there by Betts on Tambling. And Tambling will take the free kick just backward of the wing.
Good effort by Tambling to get a hand on that and not let the ball get behind him. He had the free kick anyway.
Crisp kick into the middle of the ground. Put Jacobs under a fair bit of pressure. He was able to withstand that and earn himself the free. Ooh, dangerous little short ball into the middle, but that's okay. And he finds Bernie Vince. So Bernie Vince on the backside of the square just totally filled the whole centre area with players from both sides, and he'll be happy that he was able to find Doughty back into the team this week. And now the switch on. This young man showed a bit last week, I thought. Luke Thompson came into the team at centre-half back with the injury to Davis and the departure of Bock. Otten's towards full forward. That's a good solid grab from Jamison.
Yeah, Jamison playing on Tippett.
It's a big task, isn't it, Wolsey? And I think...
Yeah, a lot of ball will go to Tippett.
Carlton fans would be most nervous about the damage that perhaps Tippett and Walker could do.
Shocking kick from Jamison. Gets to the elusive Garlett. Well played. Murphy. Back to Garlett. And he's away with a bounce. Great pace. Kicked into the centre of the ground. Betts, good handball. Exciting stuff lifts from the Blues. Walker's kick wasn't great, but Mark taken no. Play on the call. Wait. Back to Betts, couple of early touches, kick towards the pocket. Oh, he's got to beat 3 Allard. Fisted away by the Adelaide defence. John Cockrell just let it run over. And
weren't they hell-bent, Carlton, on bringing that ball quick and long through the centre corridor? It was play on, play on, play on from the time Gartlett got it.
Quickly to you, Howie.
You saw Chris Judd there, a bit of a surprise, Hutto. 1 minute and 20 seconds came into the game. Riley beside him, straight to the bench, Chris Judd.
That is unusual. Keep an eye on him, Howie. Let's hope there's no problem.
Yeah, no concerns, Wolsey. Just came in, sat down, got a drink, and happy days.
Well, Douglas was his opponent, and Douglas looked like he had the tight tag on him, so it might just be to confuse the Crows in the early minutes.
Well, Douglas has stayed out there at the moment. Warnock and Jacobs, former teammates. Carazzo, bit of a run of it. Well done, Riley. And straight back over it goes. So the Blues with the opening goal and the first 20 seconds from Eddie Betts. Looks like Murphy's going to get plenty of attention. Skipper's still on the bench. And Jacobs and Warnock going at it. Boundary umpire didn't get quite as much on as he would have liked. Vince initially, Symes has a bit of a crack at it. Otten goes again, and suddenly the path opens for him. Use Jacob, use Otten, use Riley. Crow's good stuff. Douglas kicks to centre half forward. Slips catch from Tippett is all right. They keep on running. Jensch over the top, can run to the 50. Under a little bit of pressure, but was able to buy himself a little bit of space. Over Gibbs and to the square. Douglas waits down. Simpson strong in the air. Dygert overran it. Douglas got it through. And Taylor Walker, he went round and round in circles. They gave him a lot of time and he used it.
Great work there from Douglas. And Walker, well, eventually found a way through legs. Kick Adelaide's first goal.
Well, have a look at this for agility for a big man. Goes one way, goes the other, cuts back and then keeps the ball low so it doesn't get smothered. That is such a smart bit of play by Walker. And Jensch's kick to a dangerous spot in front of the Adelaide goals was a beauty. Put pressure on the Carlton defence.
Beautiful tap of Warnock to Murphy. His handball was chopped off and Dangerfield was able to get on top of the football and tie it up in the centre. Neil Craig looks on. Keen for a bold showing by his club after the disappointment of last week's showdown. Jacobs beaten by Warnock. Chance for Dangerfield. Through to Riley. Hurries the kick forward and interference there, and the free kick will be taken by White. Now plays on quickly. Yaron still in defensive 50. Chip is effective and Ellard.
Well, Chris Yaron will be the player that the Carlton defence try to put the hands in because he uses it so well. Chris Knights has got the run with roll on Yaron.
Kick towards the wing, taken off hands by Walker. Off to Warnock doing the roving, if you don't mind. Off to Carazzo. Now he's got a short option. White, who runs at him hard. And Carazzo hits him lace out.
Always a danger, Chris, our handballing to a ruckman. Thank God the ruckman decided to keep the handball going and gave it on.
Gee, look at this kick. Not a lot of pressure, but left foot absolutely pinpoint from Carazzo. Gives Jared Waite the opportunity for his first shot at goal from 45 metres. Lovely kick. Lovely kick. Carlton have two. So the Blues by a goal. And there he is, Big Robbie starring.
Yes.
Front and centre, Rob.
But smart enough to give it off to a smaller player. Nice, neat little left foot jab pass by Carazzo. Jeffy Garlett in picture, and this is Garlett 2 minutes ago in the Carlton back line, and I'm really pleased to see him back himself. Run, carry, bounce. Don't forget he got hauled in by Fletcher last week of the Bombers, which was a terrific tackle, but glad that he's got the confidence to keep doing what he does so well.
Hampson taking his turn in the ruck. And you saw the decision going the way of Dangerfield out of the middle. Averaging career high 20 disposals per game. We know he's a talent, and speaking of talented, this man he's a real potent force when he's going, Taylor Walker. Kicked 8 goals in 3 games so far this year, and his opponent tonight is young Simon White. That'll be a test. He can bomb it a fair crack. Tippett's got the height on Jamison. Good body work by the Blue, and forcing the minor score. So she's a good little contest at the start of the game, Rob.
Yes, it is, and Taylor Walker kicked the goal. He started on Jamison, kicked the goal, came off, then he ended up on White, and he's too big for White, so Carlton need to shift that around.
So Russell to Yaron, who plays on, drives it to the wing. Loose player, and mark taken by Waite.
Gee, you can see why Carlton tried to put it in Yaron's hands. That was a 55-metre pass.
Now, he called to play on Jared Waite. Jacobs doesn't come to him, so he retreats to buy himself some more time with a couple of casual bounces, and then pinpoints to Russell, again to Yaron. Kicks it directly across the ground. Laidler, the former Cat. Now, his option is long towards half-forward Garlett, getting in front. Oh, Smith couldn't take it. Now a chance for Garlett from 45. Just hurried it a fraction, Rob, and kicks it over the boundary line.
He was smart in the contest because he just edged his opponent under the ball. He knew if the ball came over the back, there was space to work in, so he was clever enough to do that. Couldn't do the finish.
Carlton deep into attack. 1-4 to the Douglas. Did well. Symes put the head down. Play on. Good umpiring. Stolen by Walker. And a goal to Carlton. Wonderful play and good umpiring because Brad Symes put the head down. Watch this. He put the head down there again, and the umpire called play on as he should.
Yep.
Although the second tackle, Chriso, he already had his head down, and the contact was over the neck.
Well, I reckon he had a bit of a look up and put his head back down, Hutto, but
no free kick paid here for too high, Chris. I think you're right. It wasn't. Let's have a look.
One.
The first one. Was the second one potentially?
Well,
his head was already down.
Yeah, but he didn't grab him round the head. And I think that was the piece that was well umpired.
11 points the margin. Gee, good, strong stuff from Hampson to get the tap down. Curnow, what an impact he's had this year. Did spend some time on the Adelaide list 1 year. Bounces inside the 50. Warnock unable to handle it. And the young fella, Thompson again, copping the forward pressure from the Blues. It's been a hallmark of the area they've tried to work on this year.
And they're keeping their ruckman on the ground. You'll see Warnock do this ruck work. He's gone to the forward line. Hampson's doing the centre bounce stuff.
Betts lurking there. Just couldn't find a way through. John Cock using the surplus of numbers to his advantage. Had Henderson short. Decided that Otten was the man he'd go to. Just bundle it out to Henderson. That was sloppy stuff. And as a result, the Crows turn it over just outside their defensive 50, which will have the Carlton forwards ready for more. Good start for the Blues here. 3 goals to 1-1 after 11 minutes in the opening term.
Well done, McKernan. At least got to the front, made it a contest. Curnow did well. Little give to Murphy. Ineffective, though. Chance now for Simpson. 40 metres from goal. Kicks to the goal square. Over Rutten and Warnock, and triples over for a boundary throw-in in the right forward pocket.
I think he tried to set the big fella up in the goal square. It could have blazed away and had a shot for goal. Just hope his confidence is right back where it was before the end of last week's game against the Bombers.
Chance for Vince. Handball. Smith wrapped up immediately by Simpson. Umpire let it go for a moment, then called for it. Bounced 20 metres from Carlton's goal. Lead it by 11. There's Simpson. Smith with the job on him. Warnock reaches over the top. Oh, gee, Douglas was tackled immediately. No opportunity there, and another bounce.
At all of these stoppages, the last 3 or 4, Mark Murphy hasn't had an opponent. He has not had an opponent, and he looms dangerous there.
He does at the back of the pack, so here we go again. Warnock decisively in the direction of Murphy. Was he held by Symes? No, says the umpire. Curnow, quick snap out of the pack. Across the face. And through for a behind.
And Ed Curnow will be very, very keen for Carlton to get a win against his old team. Don't think he played a senior game for them, Hutto, but was on the list 3 years back. Yes,
it was a great piece in the Age this morning by Emma Quayle talking about the struggles he had there. He was told by Neil Craig he had to be playing in the seniors in the SANFL, and he wasn't able to do that, and so he was gone after 1 year. Bombing kick back into play. We're seeing a fair bit of that these days, and if you can control the footy from a long kick in, often you can take it the full length, but they couldn't, the Crows. And Dygan, who's the mature age recruit from South Australia and been so good for Carlton, got them in. John Cobb tries to get them out, but he can't. Walker only had a split second to sum it up and wasn't able to. Waite gave the Blues a second chance. Thompson to ground. He's a good little mover, or not so little. Hurried kick. Now, Gibbs hasn't had a touch yet. He's in hot pursuit.
Is that deliberate? That's what the fans will want to know. And after the Lee Montagna deliberate up at the Gabba on Thursday night, anything could be deliberate.
Look at that. Tackles inside forward 50, as we mentioned. It's been a big part of what Carlton have been about this year.
So Jacobs, now free kick plucked down to that. There you go. You heard the umpire. Free kick to the Carlton champ.
That was given by an umpire who is 70 metres from where the ball was.
So Judd, short and wide to Murphy.
Hold it, Brad. Play on.
Back to Judd. Now he takes on Scott Thompson and then confronted by McKernan. Gets around both of them. Kicks to a dangerous spot. Allard all by himself, if you don't mind. And he's marked 35 from goal on a slight angle.
Well, because he played on, opportunities opened up. And you can see Judd in picture there, grabbed over the shoulder. That's why he got the free kick. But because he zigzagged and took off, opportunity opened up. He didn't know where it was going to come from. All of a sudden, Allard was in range.
So David Allard, his first game of the season, been knocking on the door. Nice action. Has he got it straight enough? He has. Carlton have their fourth. So the Blues now out by 18 points and some early danger signs for the Crows. As we watch the Judd move again. And a lovely kick and a lovely execution by David Allard.
So David Allard's goal increases the pressure on Neil Craig. Not that he ever gives too much away. Obviously reverse situation to last week where they were flying out of the blocks. Centre bounce Jacobs back in there for the Crows against Hampson.
And again, Hampson doing the ruck work and Robbie Warnock down in the goal square, taking Rutten.
There's Ruckman coming from every angle, and the tap from Tippett went straight to Kerner. Hurried kick forward for the Blues by Allard. Time for Carazzo and Scotland to try and scheme to get the Blues forward again. Ever bouncing up. Robertson takes it on the brink here. The Blues looking for another one. Waite calling for it deep in the square. Still, he's ready for it. Now it's on the way. Gibbs is in prime position. Got fingernail to it, and that's about all. John Cox storming away for the Crows. Gets it to Tippett. Where to now? They can sneak it all the way through. They had a man, Chris Knights, who bolted, and here he is. Here he is inside the 50, and he can hook it over the top if he wants to Bernie Vince. But no, he's going to go back and take the responsibility, perhaps.
And Hutto, gee, they swarm through that corridor, do the Crows. Once they take possession in the back line, it's just all through that central corridor. I reckon there were 8 or 10 who went through that time.
So we know he's proven goal kicker over the years. This one's on the way. It's going to just drop a bit short, and he's held onto on the line by Taylor Walker.
Now this matchup, I reckon Adelaide, and you touched on it earlier, Rob, they need to expose Taylor Walker, perhaps one out even in the forward 50, because he is a star and he's got the wood on Simon White at the moment.
Just needs to work this. Oh,
Hit the stick, Hutto.
yeah. Well, it's not a foreign problem. He's only 44% from set shots so far this year. It's only early days, of course, for Taylor Walker.
Oh,
Dangerous kick in from Yaron, but gets to the target. Carazzo feeds it back. Scotland loops a handball. Now Simon White hard up against the line, and the Robinson was the target. Rutten did well. This ball stayed in play. Walker too slick, the handball there for Murphy. Tambling, little kick inside's okay. Van Berlo did it brilliantly. Off towards Scott Thompson, long towards full forward. Now caught behind was Tippett. Did well in the end to spoil. Now gathers the footy. Has he got support? Not a lot. Carlton have got the numbers. Well done, Gibbs. Little paddles okay to Scotland. Carazzo, and he feeds it back to Jamison. Now White, and the Blues do it pretty well. They work it out, and the mark's taken by Allard,
who quickly moves it on. The long arms of Simpson drag it in. Kicks it into the middle where Russell able to mark, and he had plenty of options. Dygan keeps on coming. Adjusts the kick well for Garlett. Walker's on the loose. He's going to get there, and Rutten couldn't stop him. Andrew Walker holds on for the Blues. Now it's a matter of trying to convert.
he did well to hold his ground there, Walker, because Rutten is like a truck coming at you. And he knew that there was every chance of a solid collision. Kept his eyes on the ball, held his ground, took whatever whack came his way. Look, there are good signs for the Crows that they are running it, and they've got the numbers through the midfield, series of handballs. They're just not getting it right in their forward 50.
Made a flying start to the year, Andrew Walker, but has slowed down a little in the last couple of weeks. That will boost the confidence some more. Carlton 5 goals, Adelaide just 1. Two goals already to Andrew Walker.
Well, Andrew Walker's kicked 2 goals. He's kicked 9 goals, 3 for the season. He's been at Carlton a long while. I don't think he's ever fulfilled his potential, particularly playing as a defender. And Carlton was almost prepared to let him go. As a last resort, they've given him a chance up forward, and he's grabbed hold of it.
Jacobs lost the handle. Scotland cutting across. Judd, clean hands. Murphy thought about giving it back to Judd. Decides instead to kick to Warnock, who's spread very well. Confronted by Dowdy, so he loops the handball. Curnow, Scotland from centre wing, directs it inside, attacking 50 just. In fact, by the time he completed the mark, he was outside 50, Jared Waite. Now called to play on from 55. Pumps it long, goalward, and just offline. Jacobs seeing it through, but Carlton playing some exciting football at the moment.
Yes, they're dominating the clearances, Chriso. They've had 8 of the last 9 clearances, and that is a massive result. And Neil Craig said pre-game he wanted his midfield players to stand up. Well, at the moment, they're letting him down.
Big kick from Bernie Vince. Taken in the end by Tippett.
Judd's had 3 clearances. Curnow's had 3 clearances. And Symes has had 1. Dangerfield 2.
There's Dangerfield with the leap, but it's all Carlton at the back. Warnock and Laidler and now Simpson. And they're bouncing their way out of defence again. Simpson just adjusting the kick into the middle. OK to Murphy, who can always find a way to get into the clear. Now Jamison starts to move through the middle, and he sees some targets. One of them was very small, and chopping it off instead. Nathan Van Berlo tries to move it because he had some numbers on this side. Thompson takes the initial grab, but they could still come this way. That's where they go in the end. McKernan had to wait a long time, and that gave Jamison the air and time to get there, and cuts it out and takes it over again.
I tell you what, Hutto, the Crows had to wait at half-back for that set kick because Tippett doesn't work hard enough to come down and present. He just wants to hang around the 50-metre line. He's got to work hard, lead 60, 70 metres to give the defenders a chance to kick it long to someone.
Ball comes out. Now, chance for Vince. Well tackled, Ellard.
Immediately pinned.
And heard the umpire, so a bounce on centre wing. There's Tippett, Rob.
Yes, well, he's got to get on his bike and work and realise that you don't stay just inside that forward 50 arc. Get out there and present. Give yourself a chance to be in a few contests.
5-2 plays 1-2. Double fister from Vince, third man up. Murphy kept his eye on the ball, taken high. They ducked ahead there, perhaps a touch lucky. And it's going to come back.
Neil Craig would be disappointed that the 2 tackles on Murphy didn't stick.
Short kick to Simpson. Now loose player Carrazzo, and Simpson now sweeps the handball in Carrazzo's direction with the left boot. Kicks inside, attacking 50 up. Oh, Hampson couldn't take it. Well done, Garland. Beautiful handball to Walker, who pulls it back for poster. It's been exciting early. Andrew Walker, 2 goals, 1 in the opening quarter.
There's a good instant kick in down the middle to the consistent Brett Riley. Now 27 years of age. He's been with the Crows 10 years. Rutten with the next chip kick along the line to Symes. They're broken down again. They have not been able to click into gear really, Adelaide, have they, at any time, other than a couple of fast breaks. And as a result, they're 27 points behind as we close in on quarter time here at Etihad Stadium, Saturday night footy.
Chance now for Symes. Oh, his handball through the congestion didn't work. Murphy loops it towards Ellard at half forward. He's got it on attacking 50. Kicks towards the goal square. The only player back is John Cobb. And they've got 49 seconds, the Crows, to try and get one just before quarter time. He's calling players to him. No one wants to come to him. So he kicks to a 3-on-2 against. Going up high, Dygan did the right thing. fisting it over for a boundary throw-in on centre wing.
Well, if you're the third man up, as Dygan was, you just cannot afford to have that ball go over the back. He got a fist on it, put it out of bounds. He'd be happy with his work.
Margin of 27. Quick kick forward by one of the Brodies, Brody Smith, and it's taken over the line and out of bounds. So
just see if Murphy gets an opponent here. Seems like he's run pretty much free this first quarter.
Let him run.
Murphy's had 6 disposals. Brodie Martin is the other Brodie. He's a sub for the Crows. Here's Dangerfield, maybe bit off more than he could shoot. He lost his legs a little bit there, didn't he? And maybe contributed to the high tackle. Dowdy with the big setup. Walker's in front and couldn't hold on. Yench dived on it. Was he taken high? No, he's going to be pinged for holding the ball.
Gee, Simon White, the Carlton defender, fell, hit the deck, then got up to give a spoil.
Harry, could you hear Neil Craig from where you were?
You could. He took a couple of players aside. He was telling McKernan, mate, we're creating space for you. You've got to run into it. And Taylor Walker, son, don't play behind, son. Get in front. So expect to see plenty of Taylor Walker in front this quarter.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about. Their tall forwards just back on their heels, rocking back on their heels, not working hard enough to push up to the ball.
Early chance for the Blues. Simpson to Murphy, loops it over the top. The dangerous Garlett in the pocket, pulls it back. Not far enough. First score of the second quarter came as quickly as the opening goal to Eddie Betts, but only a behind this time. So 5-6 the Blues, Adelaide 1-2. Margin 28 points, a lot ahead. A lot of work ahead for the Adelaide Crows from here.
This is a gutsy kick down the middle.
Yep, as I mentioned, we are seeing more and more of it. You can get it through. Sometimes it can be set up an easy goal, but this is the problem. It can come back just as easily, and Simpson is the man delivered into the 50. And again, the dangerous Garlick getting in the right spot. So he really has been an improving player over the past 12 to 18 months, and really is the informed small men as far as the Blues are concerned, with 11 goals, 6 going into tonight. See the angle, and again, he's not quite able to negotiate it. And it's another behind to Jeff Garlett.
And Tambling gives the kick-in responsibilities.
He's lucky to get away with that
to
one,
John Cock. Let's see if they go down the middle again.
So the idea is go long down the middle, get as many numbers as you can, win that contest, and you're okay. This time he decides to go wide, and well done, Luke Thompson. Has a casual bounce. Oh, shocking handball. Wanted to give it to his teammate who wasn't ready for it. Taken by Robinson, off to Warnock. He threads it back. Ellard threads the needle beautifully to Karatsu, dropped the sitter. So a chance now for Dangerfield, who is desperate, diving on top of the football. Ball spills free. Crows can try and work it out now. And eventually it's well done towards the wing. Carlton there with the numbers though. Russell been pretty quiet. Yaron has been very good. Handball in the corridor to Murphy. Good tackle, Riley, but Murphy sensing the danger, handballs back to Jamison. He gets around Henderson easily, and he finds his man Ellard on centre wing.
Who's looking into the 50. Betts was zipping around, settles on Walker. Otten with the spoil, good enough. John Cock's probably been their best down there, giving them some dash. Here's Otten, got a touch of the confusion, but was able just to get it across to Thompson. That's a better kick. And he finds his man in Van Berlo, who goes back into the centre to Dangerfield again. Oh, he's won another free kick here, Dangerfield. That's his third so far. That was a tad fortunate. Maybe the umpire was right in ruling that the arms were chopped. Rutten with a few to work to, and he just couldn't get it to any of the 3 options he had. Instead, Simpson at the intersection took the mark, gave it to Betts. Waite's pressing deep. They've turned it over back in the middle meantime. Thompson happened to wear the contact, kick it quickly. Vince, clean up job. Dowdy, now they can go. There's a big gap between where he is and where the forwards are to lead. So over the top. And again, there's nothing clean at all about that. Van Berlo gets it back. Chip up from John Cock. Up to the 50. And the mark is taken by Knights, ready to swing. Tippett says, kick it to me deep. Instead, he goes short, or in between them he went.
Gee, their kicking into their forward 50 has been woeful.
No trouble for late. The short kick marked by Ellard. Couple of options wide. Simon White delays the handball. Put Russell under the pump in the end. Well done by Smith, who gathers the footy. Just panicked a little bit when he did, though. Chance for Tippett. Can he control it? His kick run down by Judd. And eventually the Blues, can they sort it out? Ellard shares it with Russell. Laidler. Wobbly old kick wide to the advantage of Gibbs. And he just lets it trickle over. So a boundary throw in at half-forward for the Crows. But opportunities, not making the most of them.
Murphy got absolutely tackled so hard into the ground. He immediately took himself off after that.
He's had 10 disposals so far, Mark Murphy. Warnock in front. Jacob's got the tap down. Curnow, Gibbs collaborated pretty well. Wasn't a great kick from Gibbs, made the going more difficult there for Robinson. Doughty with the spoil. And he sees it safely over. Bryce Gibbs, slow start to the game, getting into it now. He's had 4 touches, most of them have been in this quarter.
Just plays that roller kick or a half a kick behind the general across the half-back line.
Smith it was that got the initial tap forward. Now Thompson's left boot to a 2-on-1, and the one prevails. And the big man McKernan has got a great pair of hands. So they do have 3 key targets down there at times, Rob. So if they can get it in there in the right fashion, then they will provide a little bit of a threat to Carlton.
Yes, and Laidler nowhere near getting a fist on that. That's he'll often, if an opposition team's got 3 big fellas, Laidler will get the 3rd tall. Don't think he's quite big enough to do that role.
Well, they made space for him, and that time he used it, McKernan. So Neil Craig would have to be happy with that. From 35, that's a great strike, and that's a terrific goal for Adelaide. They've got 2 on the board now. (2-2-14) the Crows, 5-7-37 Carlton. 6 minutes into this second quarter. Young Allard has 11 disposals for the Blues. Murphy 10. Judd on top with 13. And Thompson has 7 for the Adelaide Crows.
Well, this is exactly what Neil Craig was talking about at quarter time to McKernan. He said, we're creating space for you. I expect you to start running into it. That's exactly what he did. And a goal is the result, Wolsey.
Yes, good coaching, and good that the young fellow listened to him. But he did it right there. A lovely mark and an even better kick.
Jacobs wins it out. He was favoured by the bounce. Chance for Tambling has been very quiet. And he'll get a free kick, I think, here, Richie Tambling.
Just 2 kicks in the first quarter.
Wide to the advantage of Douglas and or Riley. But Carlton closed down the space pretty quickly. Russell confronted by Knights. Loose ball. Chance for Riley. Threads it back. Oh, taken was Douglas, but taken by Robertson to Curnow. And now to Ellard, just backward of the wing. Kick towards half forward. Oh, gee. Luke Thompson spoiled his teammate Rutten. The crumb taken by Judd. No one in the goal square. He set sail for home. Bouncing through. It won't get there. And Adelaide defence can get back. Gee, how can you believe that, Rob?
He had a bit of backspin on it, Chriso, just like your 9 irons into the green.
Gee, what an opportunity there. I thought that was home for all money, but the Crows bring it out with Van Berlo.
Van Berlo and Vince. And now John Cock sets sail to the wing. Douglas in the space this time, delays the handball, let the traffic go past, and hits the leading Knights. Although Russell closed quickly and effectively and sees the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds. Jordan Russell getting the plaudits as we have another look at this kick that just had a mind of its own. And Big Rutten the truck getting back there. And the Carlton fans couldn't believe it. As we so graphically saw illustrated. Laidler's got his issues there. He might have worn one. And he's earned himself a free.
Judd playing deep forward for Carlton at the moment.
So free going against Kurt Tippett. Goes to Jeremy Laidler. Back on that last line. Give the Crows a chance to set up ahead of him. Try and cover the bases. Adjusted the kick, just took a bit off it, and not enough off it because it meant that McKernan could come in for the easy kill and smash it away from Mark Murphy. So margin at 24 at the moment.
The Laidler kick, and that was his kick, it's just got to have more punch and zip in it. It just hangs in the air a little bit too long.
Hampson to Carazzo. Everyone was about to stop, but Dangerfield said go. Worked it through. Dowdy takes it away. A bit of finesse there from the big man. Could have handballed it back, but decided not to. And Simon White takes it over.
You've got to like the way Dangerfield plays. It's all duck or no dinner. He just charges at it, backs himself. And we've seen him have some great runs this year, bounce and kick goals, carry the ball 80, 100 metres. He's an exciting young talent.
All 6 of his disposals have been earned with a contested possession, 5 of them from clearance, Dangerfield so far.
So a free kick to Hampson out of the ruck contest. At half-back, Adelaide doing well in the last couple of minutes, but need to kick goals with their share of the play. Now pushed out, free kick to John Cock. Against Warnock. So John Cock kicks it wide. It's okay. Vince just pumps it long to the goal square. Tip it, yes.
Yeah, and that's the
Too
worry.
big and strong, Rob.
Yeah, that's the worry. That's the weak link in the Carlton defence at the moment. Young Laidler's not strong enough to go with these big boys. And it's a good kick, a one-on-one, and Tippett puts the body in front. The young kid struggles. Look, he took the mark. It could have easily been a free kick. And Brett Ratton's got a bit of thinking to do there. And also, you know, Neil Craig might decide to keep Tippett, Walker and McKernan out there, particularly in the next 10 minutes, because they've got the ascendancy and they're getting some breaks from the midfield at the moment, the Crows.
So Kurt Tippett, playing his 3rd game of the year, has just kicked 1 goal for the year. Shouldn't miss this, surely. He pops it through. Last 2 goals to the Crows. So Kurt Tippett kicks Adelaide's 3rd goal, and the margin back to 18 points. It blew out to 29 earlier in the quarter.
And there's a shot of Jeff Garlett playing in the forward line for the Blues. And in the midfield, you've got Ed Curnow. They could be twins.
Right, Rob, out of the middle. It goes to McKernan. Good follow-up work. They've kicked the last 2, the Crows. They're pressing again. Scotland has other ideas as far as another goal is concerned. The Blues start to spread and cause some confusion amongst the Crows. This is Yaron. Smooth, beautiful kick out to one of the twins on the wing. And this time it's Garlett who took it in his command. Smith was pursuing, but he's kicked it deep. Warnock, big body.
Hey, Hutto.
Given a free. Yes, he was.
What about Garlett? He's just a master of giving his opponent a little nudge and ensuring the ball goes over the back.
This free was paid. Was it there? Yep, just a little grab of the arm.
Over and then he's onto it like a ferret.
Well, can a ruckman kick a goal from here? Oh, sorry.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
Well, you're going to miss.
Like he didn't miss. He missed by 40 metres. What is that?
Lucky Lloydie's not here tonight, because he'd be horrified at that, the ball drop.
Where is Lloydie?
He's just making his sacrifice for the competition and helping out the young kids in Milan.
Dowdy long, tip it up, couldn't take it. Little fumble from Scott Thompson. Curnow, Murphy, he fumbled as well. Forced a handball. Simpson. Now, where will he go? He goes across the ground to Karatza, who marks point of the square, left half forward, immediately plays on, drives it deep to the goal square, going up weight, ball carries to the back, and Rutten gets there just in the nick of time. Plays on quickly, and big chance here for the Crows.
So it is from half back. Knights had to take it on his wrong side. Forced a handball in the middle to Jensch. Gets it through. Now they can run through Van Berlo. Hurried kick from Smith up to the 50. And in front, Jamison was immovable. And now he can run away. And Jamison can kick it to Garlett. The crowd will get to their feet and start to get excited.
It's exciting to see Jamison have a bounce and then hit a target.
Swings it in looking for Murphy, but right there with him was Riley. And now the Crows can bolt off half back. Thompson was involved in Van Berlo. Jensch kicks it to half forward. Douglas on his lonesome. About 50 from goal. And he's going to pass to Tippett, who'll get there in front of White, who didn't have much of a chance that time. It was well controlled by the Adelaide Crows, and they've done well in this quarter, Rob.
Yeah, they have, and their attack from defence through the corridor really gives them options as they go forward. And Tippett on the lead there. Can he finish it off? But much better quarter by the Crows.
The midfield starting to click into gear. Van Berlo's had 6 touches this quarter. Vince 5. And we're watching Kurt Tippett, who's never been a certainty with the set shots, but he's gradually improved his kicking over the fairly short career he's had. And you see the results of that. 2 terrific straight kicks, and Adelaide right back in this. "13 points the margin now." Kurt Tippett takes the Crows to within arm's length. Well, nice little shove there, Chris O.
Yeah, lovely work from Tippett.
You wouldn't have copped that as a defender, would you?
No. But just catching White unawares, and that's all you need. If the kick is anywhere near decent, you just need a couple of metres, and that's what Tippett was able to gain with his little push-off there. So he's kicked the last 2 goals.
Well, Chris Judd dominated the first quarter, not so this second quarter. And kicking efficiency, you can see the Adelaide Crows starting to hit their targets now.
Tippett's kicked the last 2 goals of the game. The Crows the last 3. So they've drawn to within 13. Trailed by 29 early going in this second quarter. Jacobs wins it to the path of Dangerfield. His handball too fierce for Otten. He gathers off to Smith. Kick partly smothered. Now an opportunity for the Blues. Scotland normally uses it very well. He's got an option inside Robinson. Goes beyond that towards half forward. And McKernan stands his ground and will get a free kick for a front-on challenge.
Bit to like about McKernan, Morsey. McKernan's shown a bit at times, hasn't he, this year?
Yes, yeah.
Gee, this might have been a bit stiff there, the Blues. Now he's turned it over. Scotland with an advantage, and Betts, free kick, no. Chance at the back for Wade. Oh, he just pushed McKernan out of the way. His kick was offline. Boundary throw in deep in the right forward pocket for the Blues.
The handball was on too, over the top.
Yeah, he got rid of McKernan too easily there.
Well, McKernan didn't play a senior game last year for the Crows and won the year before.
Land of confusion. Gibbs got it. It was touched. It was touched. Gee, there was just bodies, players every which way down there around the goal face. And there's a couple of old mates again in Gibbs and Jacobs. There's the touch. Sammy Jacobs getting fingernails onto it. Nice kick in quickly to Riley, and they can go again from half back. Rutten, Henderson works his way to the front. Laidler unaware of where it was going to drop. They bolt. Deep is Taylor Walker demanding it. He kicks into the pretty good position. He's got White covered, or thought he had him covered. They both scramble for it. Blues will be happy to get it over and out.
Carlton have only got the one really big backman. That's Jamieson in picture there. White and Laidler are undersized to play on really big forwards, and they're awake to that, the Crows, trying to exploit it.
Straight to Tippett, who kicks around the body. Can't pull it back far enough. In fact, the bounce is just inside the boundary line, so the pressure's still on for the Blues with the boundary thrown in the right forward pocket. There's Kurt Tippett, kicked the last 2 goals of the game. Another one here would make it very interesting. Up in front, Hampson takes it. Orji Yench, now a handball. Walker couldn't quite control it. Symes with an opportunity. Well done, Dygan. Scrambles it to Judd, who was just waiting at half-back. Walker, backtracking. Put down by John Cobb, but not before he could get the kick away. Good work there by Jarrett Waite. 1 on 3.
Yeah,
and he fissed it over for a boundary throw-in.
And that's what the Crows didn't do in the first quarter. Their tall forwards didn't work hard enough. Jarrett Waite has sprinted 50 metres to get there to put a fist on it.
And Doughty had some words to Rutten too, saying he wasn't well enough protected. Dangerfield went to ground, earns himself his 6th clearance of the night. Thompson's kick futile, as it turned out. Marked comfortably by Simpson. Cade Simpson up for his 10th disposal. Back he goes to Carazzo. And the Blues decide they're going to attack via the city side. Jamieson, Dygon, they've got Laidler over the top. And go along the line further here. And the Crows defence need to just get their wheels on and shuffle across. They're gradually doing that. Looks pretty one-on-one actually at the moment, rather than a grid to move through. Murphy takes the mark. Gibbs darts. Smith right there with him. Effective spoil. Fortunately for Carlton, it fell all the way back to Murphy, so it's Betts to come off the line. Otten hassling him.
Good pressure.
Yeah, wasn't it? Terrific gang tackling. Robertson found the going a bit tough. He lays a tackle on Thompson of Adelaide. The bodies again are heaving left, right and centre as we get down to Howie.
Chris Yaron's just come off. Hutto, he had problems with an ankle last week, but it didn't stop him from getting out on the ground. It looks like he got a bit of a corky, if that's what you want to call it, Hutto, from one of his teammates there who's coming off from the bench, just trying to get his breath back.
Simon White, the man to cop him, so thanks, Howie. Now, Van Berlo, third man up. Oh, gee, going in hard. Players from both clubs. And a bounce just outside the attacking 50 for the Blues. There's Chris Yaron. Just a little winded at the moment.
There's Aaron Joseph, the Blues substitute, waiting to be activated.
Now, Van Berlo takes it out. Dangerfield just broke a tackle, then kicks it to the wing. Numbers with the Blues. Dygan around Tippett. It's the handball. Carazzo caresses the ball towards Robinson, and he's got it at half forward. So
haven't kicked a goal this quarter, the Blues. They've been inside 50 10 times.
He plays on and gains valuable meterage and kicks goal across the face, and Otten makes sure it goes over. Loose marking there by Adelaide, though, allowing Robinson to gain 10 metres. So another behind.
That's 6 for the quarter. Adelaide have kicked 3 straight at the other end, and they've only been inside 50 on 8 occasions, compared to 11 for Carlton. Dangerfield again has the ball at half back. The immediate option's drying up, so he goes loosely for distance into that big one-on-one target of Tippett against Jamieson. And again, it's Jamieson that comes up with the goods, and the Blues are able to reverse and work their way back through the middle. Carazzo hitting the ground, running to centre half forward. Wait, nullified again. Douglas comes in to lend a hand, which he did to Otten's. John Cock, they burst through the middle. John Cock, inspirational play. Jens, a moment of hesitation. Wasn't sure whether he could kick the goal, but now he knows. He knows he can, and he did.
And Graham Johncock, let's have a look at him. He gets it, shrugs off one, shrugs off Chris Judd, gets the handball, keeps the running going, but this has been the Crows in this second quarter. Let's do all the attacking through the corridor, and it's been oh so effective, and what a great finish.
And he just ran the extra 5 metres just to get within range instead of just bombing it away. Well, Graham Johncock Rob was just outstanding here, brushing away the old don't argue twice, setting up this goal.
Well, 4 goals straight to the Crows. Carlton yet to kick a goal in this second term.
They've kicked 6 behinds. So Jacobs towards Thompson, Scott Thompson. He's tackled by Gibbs. Oh, dear. Now, the ball's, I reckon that's harsh. Anyway, Gibbs wheels around, kicks it towards the pocket, Rutten in front. Forced to spoil was Hampson. Tambling at the back. Does he keep it in? No, says the umpire. Boundary thrown deep in the right forward pocket for the Blues. There's Tambling, pretty quiet evening, just the 3 disposals. He's got the job on Betts, although Betts, apart from the opening goal, has done nothing.
Gee, no one on Gibbs.
So Garlett with an opportunity, but all Adelaide. Dangerfield just grabbed a bit high, so he'll get the free kick between the back pocket and half back for the Crows.
He will win free kicks purely through effort, because he wants the footy much more than most of his opponents in the games that he plays. Bullet a gate type stuff, but he'll earn a lot of free kicks in the way that he plays. A bit like young Selwood at Geelong.
He's had 5 free kicks so far. Jacobs makes a difference at the contest. Laidler's handball goes back to Jacobs. Couple of really good efforts there. That wasn't so good. His captain wouldn't think so anyway. Van Berlo, he got mobbed. And as a result, it's a ball up. They've worked back to a 9-point margin. 5 goals 11 to 5 goals 2. McKernan getting some assistance, but stays out there. Symes tries to duck and get under Chris Judd. And
he threw it out.
A throw. So Judd earns himself a free kick. Looks ahead quickly. Waite is the long target. Warnock also pushing into the 50 to add to the threat. Here's Waite riding over the top, but the Crows are onto him and making sure Otten that the ball was not going to go to Jared Waite.
Well, Brett Ratton will get the stat sheet. He'll already know, of course, but his team's only had 7 tackles in this second quarter. And first quarter, it was 17.
So Hampson over the top, Symes, the head down, good handball, sends Douglas away at half-back. Chip across the ground, a dangerous one. Dygan leads in the race, but the numbers with the Crows. Luke Thompson, Yinch. Now John Cock, just backward of the wing. He's been influential, John Cock. Beautiful kick to Knights. Can they set something up? Just 2-on-2 inside the attacking 50 as it stands. He kicks towards Walker. Too good for White.
Too big.
And he'll kick from 40 metres on a 45-degree angle. And that's what they need, Rob. Just one-on-one contest.
Yep.
He got that. It's just too good.
Just have the 3 big blokes in the forward 50 because Carlton can't match them. Have a look at White. He's nowhere near big enough to go with Walker. Laidler's not big enough to go with a Tippett or a McKernan. So the Crows need to keep the 3 big fellas in their forward 50, get everybody else out, and expose Carlton's lack of size in defence.
Kick the goal, 4-minute mark of the first quarter, and he squeezed his second home. Margin just 3. The Crows have kicked 5 goals straight in this quarter. Carlton have added 6 behinds. What a comeback. $29 points was the margin in the early minutes of this quarter. It now stands at just 3.
And the temptation will be for Brett Ratton to throw Jared Waite into defence, even if it's only for the last few minutes of this quarter. Just cannot afford to let the Crows get another one.
Allard, there's Judd, Carazzo, smooth stuff. And they're away with Curnow. That's not a great kick, but it does go the way he wanted it to. Working up to the 50. Here's and Rutten, oh, hemmed in, and that was a smart handball, wasn't it? Meant that the ball could find its own way over the line. So the margin is at 3. Neil Craig would be delighted with his second term performance. Tippett the tap. Oh, Murphy, great shark, and oh, Carlton, oh, so close, and Rutten again. He knows how to get the ball over the boundary line without getting the wrath of the umpire.
Jared Waite left of screen. Temptation must be to bring him on for the last 3 minutes and put him in that back line. Just shore it up.
Crows would dearly love not to give away a goal here after they've done so much, and see the eagerness of the Carlton boys just to try and get onto the end of the footy. But the Crows there in numbers and force another ball up. So just over 2 minutes remaining. McKernan and Laidler, the only 2 in Adelaide's half of the ground.
So Tippett to do the ruck work against Warnock. Now the ruckman get near it. Symes immediately tackled with no prior opportunity. So a bounce 40 metres from Carlton's goal. Judd leading disposal winner on the ground with 18. Next best Murphy with 15. Again Tippett and Warnock will go up against. Third man up, Van Berlo. He's done that a bit tonight. Betts first to arrive. Feeds it back, Curnow. Support provided by Murphy, who sweeps it back to Jamison at half forward. He bangs it long towards the top of the goal square. Crows with the numbers at the full. Knights, a little fumble, could be costly. Great tackle though by Knights on Garlett. Ball spills free and the umpire will bounce. Adelaide desperate in defence, and Carlton doing a great job keeping it in their forward 50. Just 20 metres from Carlton's goal. And there's Graham Johncock. Outstanding quarter he's played, Rob.
He's been terrific, heading towards 200 games.
Warnock, beautiful tap. Judd couldn't quite handle it. He's got it again, the champ. Betts a little toe poke. Rutten wrapped up. Ball in there somewhere. And well done, Dowdy just takes it over and we'll get a boundary throw in deep in the pocket. But
You can't get any more numbers around the ball, can you, Mike?
Surely not.
28.5 minutes gone, just 1.5 remaining. Tense stuff as far as the Crows are concerned at the moment. You can see they're just getting around the footy, trying to bring it to a hold at all costs and hang on to what they've achieved in this quarter. Not much value for money in the seats at the other end at the moment. Get the binoculars out. We're down to 1:13. Despite all the numbers there, no one really in the goal square. Anyone can get a piece of it from there. Judd had a bit of a look at it, and Thompson got it through to Symes. It'd be not too much on the way out for Adelaide. Oh, a handball straight up and down from Van Berlo. Walker tries his arms, and there was someone back in the square when it mattered. And it was Rutten, and he saved the day about 5 times in the last 5 minutes for the Adelaide Crows. What a game this man's played, Graham Johncock. 10 disposals, and he's so creative.
So that's what's ahead of him.
I can't understand why a senior coach doesn't have a headset on to get information from his assistants during the game.
Tambling, a shocking kick. And Ella with an opportunity, just 44 seconds left. Warnock will stand tall, but the kick missed the mark, and Scott Thompson just drops back behind Warnock and takes the mark. Spreads it wide to Jacobs. And, gee, an opportunity missed there by the Blues. Jacobs kick, oh, that's just as bad. And a free kick to the Blues with 24 seconds on the clock, an opportunity perhaps to extend their lead, and Robinson looks like he's in some trouble.
Have a look at Robinson. He's corked himself when that ball's gone out of bounds. There was no need to go for it, and he's corked himself, crunching into a crow.
Sets it up. One last hurrah. Couple of big blokes down there. Walker got over the top of all of them. Oh, we saw when he first came into the game that this man can fly, and he shows it again. Look at all that tall timber.
The most impressive part about this is look how he lands. Just superb balance.
Well, he should know better. He should much better to land on your knees and sprawl it out and really make a shot for the mark of the year, Chris.
It was a great mark.
Well, he's kicked 9 goals, 3 behinds for the season.
Well, he needs one now. His side are in front, but they have wobbled severely in this term, and Walker finishes off the quarter in grand style for the Blues. The mark deserved a goal, and it got one.
White's out there. He's undersized on his opponent. Laidler's the same. The only big defender they've got is Jamison, so they'll be hoping that there's not a quick supply coming into that Crow forward line.
So second half gets underway. Jacobs and Riley do their bit, and Adelaide get it forward. Any systematic way, but just get it in there and see if the forwards can do something about it. Thompson with the follow-up work hasn't had a big night. Dygan sets Simpson away, and you can hear it straight away from the groans where that one's headed.
Well, he was on his non-preferred side, and most left-footers are not much good on the right foot.
So the kick long towards half forward. And a chance for the Crows. Well done, Laidler. Good tackle. Spills to Judd. Now Robinson gets the sweeping handball back towards Judd, but Vince got a hand in there, but Judd was able to follow up. Now off to Murphy. An opportunity here for the Blues. Couple of runners outside. One is Betts. Just stops the flow with a handball to Carazzo. Back to Betts. 55 from goal. Short kick. Walker got a hand on it. Couldn't take it. Crows now tambling, try and fight clear. Stolen by Garlett. Snap it goal from Jeffy Garlett is a goal to the Blues. Well, they kicked the opening goal of the match inside a minute. That one took a bit longer, a minute and a half, but brilliantly done by Carlton. They just forced it forward, and a great finish by Garlett. Jacobs.
Not the brightest move.
Curnow, good little give to Scotland. His kick smothered. Betts wobbles it inside, attacking 50. Walker up again, couldn't take it. Standing his ground in front was Rutten, and he takes a very good defensive mark. Off to Otten. Now they can run to the City side. Kick wide. Gee, it didn't favour Henderson. Douglas and Dygan's got to beat a couple. Can they work it out, the Crows? They can. Dygan, no support. Henderson off a step. Poor kick. Knights was the target. He got it close to the line. Now they try and work it through. Yench back. Henderson. Can he find a target this time? Long to a 2-on-2 in the goal square. Chance at ground level for McKernan. Great tackle. Gee, that was a barnstorming tackle on White. And we're going to bounce 15 metres from the Adelaide goal.
Well, there's no doubt that they're prepared to kick it long to the big fellas up forward, the Crows.
16 points is the margin here. Pressure well and truly on early in the third quarter. Tippett has the Carlton defenders on edge. And now it looks like we're headed for another ball up. Or are we? Umpire waved them on. Knights is at the bottom of that stack. There's an injured Crow in amongst it.
Yench.
Yeah. You can see why here.
Got a corky.
Might have to go to the bench, Yench. Some 20 metres out from goal. Memories of David Mensch, I guess, as Big Warnock goes in and takes it away. Look at that for a big work from a ruckman. Now Carazzo, so quickly it transforms from all the numbers being at one end and they swarm to the other as Walker goes back to Judd to give his teammates a chance to get into some sort of position and move it forward.
And Yench coming to the bench, Hutto.
Blues work it out. Yaron. Short kick, just got to its target. Mark taken by White. So he called the play on, thought about the handball, short, then elects to kick to Scotland. Oh, around Riley too easily. Now Dygan. Dygan, where can he go? He can find a target long. Walker in a good spot. Oh, gee, Wade jumped in front of him, couldn't take it. Now a chance for Young.
Free kick.
There's a free kick coming back. I thought advantage might have been paid.
Jared Wade, had he gone for that mark with his hands, he would have taken it.
So Luke Thompson, a dangerous kick across the ground, but it's okay. Mark taken by Douglas. Halfback for the Crows.
Wade let the ball come onto his chest. They got the spoil on it.
Oh, Chris, right there.
Now John Cock. A little chip over the top is okay. Mark taken by Knights. You've got Dangerfield in the corridor, and the kick just gets there in time. Immediately plays on. Poor marking by Scotland. Handball wide, back to Knights. Little chip kick forward is okay. And the mark's taken by Henderson, but they're making hard work of it, the Crows. Slow build-up. Oh, gee, an ordinary kick inside attacking 50. Van Berlo, Dangerfield, stripped of it by Curnow. Russell combines with Murphy, loops it to Ellard, and the Blues away.
They are, but there's no immediate avenue for them to move into attack except by carrying the ball, and Murphy's happy to oblige. They reach half forward and the setup perhaps complete. Murphy with the low ball and hitting it hard as Waitley hangs on that time.
Gee, that was a good kick. It was a great pass right onto the breadbasket of Jared Waite. He's played on.
He has. He's moved it quickly to Walker, not far enough, says the umpire. We're watching the replay. Oh, the Crows are about to storm out of defence, but that comes to a halt. Judd's there. There's mistakes galore. That's what pressure will do. And the Crows with slick hands. Now this is Douglas showing the footy one-on-one. Nervous is Jamison, but he doesn't show it. He takes a wonderful mark and gets the handball to Russell, and now the Blues can go. It's a bit like watching tennis at the moment, from one end to the other. Get a sore neck. Carazzo's got the mark on the wing.
Jeez, that was a good mark at Jamison's.
Poor option. It was a poor option, and Douglas had him covered, but gave away the free kick. It's a short kick by Carazzo to a contest, which is didn't please the coach too much. He goes back to Russell.
Gee, they do this a lot, the Blues.
And now Jamison, a centre-half back, can launch it wide to Simpson, just the attacking side of the wing.
Murphy's run hard.
Left foot hits him on the chest. Oh, a little fumble. And stays in play. No free kick. Oh, gee, took a long time to be pinged there. Not quite sure what Dangerfield was thinking. Great follow-up effort from Mark Murphy.
He must have thought Murphy was out of the picture for his initial effort.
He sauntered off. Murphy back to Laidler.
I think Dangerfield thought that he'd done him with the tackle, and Murphy wouldn't get up.
So now Curnow, 65 metres from goal. Crows have got plenty of numbers back inside their defensive 50, so Curnow goes across and around the perimeter. White, put Gibbs under the pump, back to White. Gibbs, short, and the mark's taken by Ellard. Too far out to score, you'd suggest.
He's got Waite and Warnock deep.
So he kicks wide to a lead towards Waite. Murphy front and centre, couldn't take it. Chance for Smith. Judd lost the handle. Now he finds it back. Oh, he's pushed in the back. No free kick. Chance now for Carazzo. Shovels it clear. Tambling, well tackled by Murphy. And we will get a bounce.
Carlton supporters going off their head down there.
Well, I thought it was a push in the back. Let's have a look at it. Scott Thompson just rides him.
You can see why it wasn't paid looking at that replay.
So a chance now for the Crows. They can't get it clear. The congestion is unbelievable. The ball in there somewhere and another bounce.
Here's the replay again, just whether he actually lands in the back or to the side.
I can understand why it wasn't paid.
So that congestion again, a big factor here. What was that? He was trying to fashion it onto the boot. Out of bounds on the full. Smith has the resulting free. Brodie Smith, 19-year-old, trots away, confronted by Betts. It's the handball. Thompson over the top. Slowly, slowly. Knights, Rutten. Now Van Berlo. So they've done it all right, inch by inch, up to Henderson. And on the overflow, Symes gets some directions, which is get it in there quick. Walker, White takes him down, and White's follow-up work was outstanding. Just couldn't finish off the job, though. Otten slammed it on the boot, and wouldn't you know it, it was going to go straight through to Vince. But that was outstanding work by Yaron. And that's again terrific stuff by Jamison. So the Blues defence holding up. And now Yaron comes away with it. Can he hit a man in the middle? He can't, knocked away by Scotland. But from Scotland. And now here's a chance for Van Berlo to pump it long.
It's 3-on-1. There's 3 Carlton players back there. It's a dumb kick.
And, that was probably worse. Falls back for Vince. And Vince can hit Walker. And it is a quarter of mistakes at the moment.
And here's the Chris Yaron spoil, and he does that really well not to infringe on his opponent.
See what a critical part of the game this is. Next goal so important for the Crows to keep in touch, and Walker with that opportunity.
Well, they've played 14 minutes in this third term, and they have scored just the one behind Adelaide.
So deep breath or two from Taylor Walker. Shouldn't really be a problem from 30. Goal umpire moved a little, but just a little. You can see what it means to them. 10 points in it.
So Taylor Walker a goal, the margin back to 10 points.
Have a look at the long kicks, Chris. Adelaide Crows have had 43 long kicks. They average 42 for a game. So there's no doubt with the bigger fellas up forward, they are pumping it long.
Scotland, speaking of pumping it long to Wade, who stretched and marks just inside attacking 50. Great leap. Short kick, and the mark's taken by Murphy. A touch closer to goal, the angle more acute. He'll kick from 46, 47 metres. With an opportunity for a quick reply.
Well, Murphy and Judd with 23 disposals lead the way. And the most for the Crows is Van Berlo with 17.
So Mark Murphy hoists it high. It's across the face. And Adelaide do well just to fist it through. So behind only to the Blues as we look at this leap from Jared Waite right in the fingertips.
Glad they're playing him as a forward.
John Cock to himself, out for Van Berlo, slapped back by Dygan, who's quickly become a crowd favourite amongst the Blues. And he charges back to his position in defence. So 11 points is the margin. Not a lot has happened since half-time in terms of one of the teams taking control. 1-2 to 1-1 for the quarter in favour of the Blues. Smith found a bit of space, and then he showed what sort of acceleration he possesses. Exciting for the Crows in their future to see that sort of ball movement. Riley comes to a standstill, back with Vince, and now they can go. Thompson in the middle. And the mark is taken by Van Berlo just forward of the centre. And here's the other Thompson floating to the 50. I thought for a moment he might have been tempted to keep on coming, Luke Thompson, but he goes back. And Tippett is calling for it at the top of the square. Says, just set it up for me.
Keep coming out with him.
Will he be tempted to go and see if he can make the distance? Kicked a goal last week on debut. Luke Thompson from beyond the 50. It'll take a massive launch. It's high, it's certainly high, and it's coming back late. It was touched on that very last moment. Thankfully for the Blues. And the margin creeps back to 10 points.
Next goal, so important. 1 goal each for the quarter. And Carlton only kicked 2 goals since quarter time.
Chancellor Walker, who's kicked 3 this evening. Wait. Carazzo, pressure good though. Oh, gee, brilliantly controlled by Walker. Off to Curnow. Big opportunity this for the Blues. Robinson running wide is Scotland. Loose player inside the attacking 50 is Warnock. Can it get there? It can. And Warnock will kick from 30 metres. Slight angle. And they worked that brilliantly out of defence around the boundary line.
Yep.
And Warnock drifted forward into space and accepted the mark.
Good kick by Scotland on the left foot to spot up the big fella.
He can score this time.
Well, Robbie missed his last attempt by about 40, maybe 50 metres. What can he do here? Caresses this one, and it's left of the goalpost.
It's an improvement.
Behind only. Oh, the frustration. Margin out to 11 in favour of the Blues.
Once again, the footy with Graham Johncock for the Adelaide Crows. It's a bit of a standoff at the moment. A high up and under. No free kick paid. Waite was sort of looking for one at half back. And the Crows able to bring it away through the Kernham. Dodgy looking kick. Betts was licking the lips. Jard. And they're all lining up, weren't they? Robinson takes the mark.
Play on, said the umpire, not 15.
So Robinson does. It's an ugly looking kick.
Carlton has kicked 2 goals, 11 since quarter time.
1-4 for this quarter. Brett Bratton doing the best to not to let it show.
Carlton making a move. Hutto. Chris Yaron's just put the sub red vest on. He looks like he subbed out for the game. And the Blues will bring in Aaron Joseph.
He will be a loss, there's no question. As Adelaide working out through Symes, big leak, Van Berlo, Russell, beautiful little tap to accommodate Dygan. Back to Russell, they share it around. Simpson now, flat-footed, but gains some momentum, and a kick towards Waite, who drops a simple chest mark. Luke Thompson did well to knock it to Tambling. Tambling just ripped off the footy. Chance here for the Blues. Walker, Curnow squeezes it to Robinson. That one's okay. That was more than 15 metres. And Mitch Robinson with an opportunity to kick for goal. So just a few mistakes creeping into this Adelaide game over the last 4 or 5 minutes, allowing Carlton with some opportunities. They haven't taken any yet.
Gee, I'm keen to know whether Yaron's injured or not. I can't believe he's been subbed out if he's not injured.
So Mitch Robinson across the face. They'll contest in the pocket. And the mark by Big Hampson. Neil Craig will be livid with that performance from his defenders.
Definitely not 100%, Chris Yaron Walsey, spot on. No major injury at this stage, but he just looks like a sore boy. He copped that knock early on, so he's gone down to the room. So not 100%.
He's gone down the race, I just noted, Howard, so yeah, maybe getting some treatment.
So Sean Hampson, that is what confronts him. He might just sneak out a couple of paces and try and bring it back across his body. No, the conventional drop punt, he misses to the left.
Back to you, Howie.
You were asking about Chris Yaron. You can see that they had a discussion with the physio department as to what situation he was in. At this stage, they pulled out the red vest and they said to Chrissy, you're done. So he's just got a bit of a concern with a right hamstring. Nothing major, but at this stage, you see the subs normally come on just before three-quarter time anyway. But as you said, Walsey, Yaron fit, he'd still be out there.
Well, he's been a busy boy, Johncock, bringing the ball back into play because Carlton are now up to 7-17. It comes unglued for the Crows on the wing. So they're giving themselves a lot of chances, Carlton, aren't they?
They are. They haven't made the most of them. They've had the clearances, they've had the marks inside their forward 50, but they haven't been able to convert. So the Crows are still well and truly alive.
Some more short stuff into Laidler. Adelaide filling as many vacant areas as they can ahead. You can see what he is confronted with, Jeremy Laidler. And he's just going to set it up and go for the height down there. Hampson competed just on the ground. Joseph made a difference. Walker's pinpoint. He can show him how to do it again. That is number 4 for Andrew Walker.
Aaron Joseph having an immediate impact on the ground, setting up Andrew Walker, who's been a star.
Well, Aaron Joseph, you'll see Joseph crumb this ball and then gets the handball out to Walker. He's just been activated, Hutto.
Warnock wins it down. Judd. Crows need the next goal. Warnock jams it on the boot towards half forward. Bounce favours Robinson. Try to get it back to Walker. Otten in the way, though, off to Rutten. Just darts the back. Well, needs to get rid of it. Little panic here. Joseph again. Ground level. The Crows through Dowdy. Get it back to Rutten. He goes to the city wing. At the back. The chance now for Thompson. Handball off to Martin. He's been activated. Now Scott Thompson in towards full forward. Tippett in front as Mark, 35 from goal. As good as directly in front. It's a good kick.
As you said, Chris O'Martin activated. Jench never really got over that cork he copped about 10 minutes ago, so he's been subbed out of the game.
Thanks, Howie. Good kick from Scott Thompson.
Beauty, wasn't it?
Good hands too. Jamison, hard player to get a kick on. And Kurt Tippett now kicked 2 goals in the second quarter. Just get the feeling they need this, Rob, because
look, if
Carlton
they
have
get
been all
it,
over them in the last 7 or 8 minutes. So 5-1 from set shots, the Crows tonight. Kurt Tippett, it's a beautiful kick. Crows get one back. So 2 goals apiece in this third quarter. The 10-point margin to Carlton at halftime has been extended to 13, but certainly the Crows still well and truly in this game.
That's 3 goals for Kurt Tippett. You just
like this, Hutto. Look at the concentration and focus on his target behind the goals. He comes in, he looks at it, and then watches the drop on the boot. Perfect.
might need a couple more of Adelaide to win. Murphy sends it inside for the Blues. Waite took it. He quickly got away from Thompson, allowed him to get a line with his hard leading full forward, who is Walker on this occasion. Murphy puts the head down. There's 4 Crows around him, all with a piece of him. And again, the umpire called upon to blow the whistle. And again, there is just numbers swarming everywhere. Rutten off the back of the pack in case it goes Adelaide's way.
Yeah, Joseph, who normally plays in defence, has come on as the sub, playing in Carlton's forward line.
Had a bit of a moment there, but there's Otten out to Henderson. Found some room for Douglas to get along that last line. Now Rutten was involved. Martin was also there, and this is John Cock. Can loop it back over the top. Here is Brodie Martin with another opportunity and another excellent handball. And now they come away. And little hands from Knights is good. Oh, Henderson, what was he doing, indulging in a bounce? He somehow got out of jail. Walker showed it one side and now kicks it from the other and kicks it with class. And the Adelaide Crows are high-fiving. He's got 4 as well.
Just a super goal. And you'll have a look at Taylor Walker, but with the run and the risk-taking here, it's risky stuff, but it just opened things up forward of the play. And Taylor Walker says, I can kick from 55 metres out. Don't worry about that. Thumping long kick. Great goal.
So the Walkers have 8 between them. Andrew 4 for Carlton, Taylor 4 for Adelaide. The margin just 7 points.
Well, the big fellas up forward. Taylor Walker's kicked 4 and Tippett's kicked 3. So the big blokes have kicked 7 of their 9.
Jacobs and Warnock fight over the football. And umpire waiting for it to come out. It's not. A bounce. So it's 25 scoring shots to 13. So almost double the scoring shots. The margin just 7 points. Inside a minute to three-quarter time. As Jacobs and Warnock wins. Ellard to half forward. Ball to the back. Dangerous spot here for the Crows. Coming to meet at Rutten. Just had to gather himself to keep himself in line with the footy. Off to Watton. He's got it at the moment. Did he make a genuine attempt there? The umpire says it was held in. Gives him the benefit of the doubt. And a bounce at centre half forward for the Blues.
So into the turf it goes. Hampson beaten for the tap in the end by Jacobs. Hurried kick away from Scotland. Now the chase is well and truly on. The clock counts down. Knights is able to find a clear path to work in. Thompson receives from Rutten. Some hesitation. Knights needs to be clean. Had nowhere to go. Tambling back into and out of trouble. It's set OK for Rutten, and it looks as if that'll do as far as the Crows are concerned. They're going to get to three-quarter time with the margin. It's 7 points.
Scoring shots 25 to 13. But the margin just 7 points. Final quarter underway. Warnock, beautiful tap to Judd. Pushed off the kick. Well done, Tambling. Riley, little handball to Doughty. Wide towards Martin. He does pretty well. Yes, he does. The substitute. He was substituted in their third quarter. Off to Scott Thompson. Took a long time. Kick wasn't great towards Taylor Walker. Jamison pushed him off the footy. Walker gets back and provides a contest. Numbers 3-2 in favour of the Blues, but they can't get it clear. Curnow tried to hand it to Gibbs. He's well tackled, and the umpire says, give it to me, a bounce. Right half forward for the Crows.
And another 18 disposals tonight, Ed Curnow. Chris Judd leads the pack with 26, 25 to Mark Murphy. Now 40 metres out from Adelaide's goal. That's a slick handball from Martin. It still might produce a goal, although maybe not. Joseph used White on the way out to Walker. As Chris mentioned, both Walkers have had big nights in front of the goals. Andrew Walker doing some stuff at the other end now. Simpson was unaware of what was coming, and Doughty was able to interfere with him without giving away the free kick. So rueful looking Cade Simpson walks away.
Yeah, and there's Brodie Martin in picture. Given number 36, and gee, what a great number that has been with the Adelaide Crows. Good ones.
Yeah, they must think a lot of him. Thompson climbs to his feet to take the free kick. So can Adelaide go forward here with any menace? Blues have got at least one extra defender back for the moment. So he goes to a one-on-one. McKernan and Laidler were so concerned with each other, neither could go for the ball. And Laidler protesting that he was interfered with just as much as the other way around. Let's have a look. They're holding each other, weren't they? Look at that. There's a little bit of jumper that McKernan held.
And I reckon the coach's instructions, kick it to the tall fellas who are one out if you get a chance.
Well, he's one out at the moment, Tibbet, but just as the ball arrived, it was 2-on-1. White with a desperate, nervous lunge back to the last line. He was happy that it fell his way. Scotland, creative. Russell to White, who certainly wasn't ready for it. Gibbs, well tackled by Dangerfield. Created the spill, but Carlton were able to control it through the experience of Judd and Scotland, and now Mitch Robinson comes up off the last line, or the next line, to take it. And the margin remains at 7. We're set at the 2-minute mark of the final term.
So Robinson deep in his own defensive 50, long to the wing, numbers with the Crows, although the ball to the back favours Garlett and Carlton. Doughty stands his ground in the way, sweeping handball wide. A chance now for Martin to come inboard, and Douglas has got to sit and wait, but he stands his ground and marks strongly despite the attention from Waite. So the Crows have started this final quarter very well, controlled things. Rutten, Johncock confronted, back to Douglas, who sets it to the top of the goal scorer at the back. Chance for Thompson, good mark in front though by McKernan.
That's the worry.
He found himself in a battle with Laidler and just too strong. Pushed him off and then dropped back to take the mark. Two smaller opponents also in the contest, but we've talked about it the entire night, Rob.
It's a ripper mark because he's under a lot of pressure there, young McKernan, and he's still able to pluck it.
Hold there, don't go in, Jack.
This to bring the margin back to a point. McKernan from point-blank range pops it through. "65 plays, 64. Adelaide have never led." And Carlton now hanging on to just a one-point advantage. As we watch this mark again, just too much strength. Probably could have got a free kick if he hadn't taken the mark. With Laidler just looking to grab on.
So it's back to 1 point here at Etihad Stadium. Neil Craig has been able to mastermind something of a big comeback here after Carlton dominated so much in the opening term. It's certainly on. Warnock the tap. Murphy got bundled into the turf. Too high. Free kick against Riley. Murphy looks up, wanted to give. Does. Laidler, haphazard, quick kick. Get it in there, give your big men a chance. That was the philosophy. Thompson, nervous with Garlett there, ready to pounce. John Cock likewise with Betts. Saw him off, but not completely. Garlett over the top, bouncing ball. Douglas didn't get the run of the race. Rutten, it's a long way to turn around. He handballed to Douglas, who was able to wear the tackle and not concede the free. The ball not out yet. Murphy, time to size it up. He did the sums, and he almost got them right. Almost. Wow, it's now a 2-point ball game. And Norton, he was called off, and it's play on, but well taken by Dowdy, and the Crows can come away.
Great interception by Dowdy. Now Riley's free on centre wing, looking for support. He's off. Short kick towards half forward. Didn't hit the target. Walker fell over. Gathered the footy somehow. Beautiful fend off. Oh, he had it a long time. Too long, says the umpire. And now the Blues away advantage.
Laidler, a terrific tackle.
Dygan to Judd. And Warnock just minding his own business on the wing, found himself with the possession of the footy. Now towards half forward, John Cock taken off hands by Murphy, but stumbled in the process. Garlett to Betts, wider, beautiful chance by Ellard, couldn't take it. Strong play from Henderson. Oh gee, took an eternity, Douglas, but he found his target in Knights. Now the Crows away, wide by Martin. Mark taken by Thompson.
If he gets it in quick, they're one out.
Handball over the top. They're moving pretty impressively. Little fumble from Smith. Got the kick away. That's okay. But it's all Carlton. Scotland in the way. Handball wide to Colonnade Jamison. Quick little give to Gibbs. He kicks to the wing. And well played. Good strong mark taken by Luke Thompson, playing in front of Waite.
Was a good grab. Now looks up. 2 points is what he sees on the scoreboard. And there's some tired bodies already. It's going to be a factor late in this game. No one deep. All the congestion around the 50. Tippett, pretty safe target to go to. Jamison not infringing according to the umpire. Vince a handball. Thompson again. Goes back to Vince. Loops it up. Almost again. Hard work from Van Berlo. Simpson just got what he could of it onto the wing. Walker maybe held without it for a moment. Allard a handball straight to Gibbs. Feels the heat. Dangerfield likewise for the Blues. Had it a fair while. Smith was good. So was Riley. Thompson. Van Berlo. They get through. Dangerfield. He's on the roll, but his kick is smothered. And that's symptomatic of what's happening at the moment. There's no easy footy. And even a mark inside the 50 from Tippett. With the pressure on, won't be a simple shot.
Yeah, Tippett was in front of 3 Carlton defenders. They just didn't space themselves right. I know the pressure was on. There were 3 Carlton defenders back there, all behind Tippett. He read the short kick. And we'll see Dangerfield just goes for broke. It gets smothered. And then the quick kick follows up. And Tippett in front. And Carlton defenders just didn't organise themselves. Only had 3 or 4 seconds to do it, but they didn't get it right.
There's 7-1 from set shots tonight. Tippett's kicked 3 straight, and now he has missed one at the crucial juncture in the game. 66 Carlton, 65 Adelaide. Tense last quarter from Etihad Stadium. Carlton with 8-18, Adelaide with 10-5 to their name, and this is Laidler.
Something Carlton has to consider.
wide towards Waite. And good pressure applied.
He's playing Bryce Gibbs on one of the Adelaide tools, because I think Laidler's really struggling. He's played on players of the size of Adam Goods. He can do it.
Now, a free kick against Otten here, and the umpire's giving him the benefit of the doubt, not given 50. He thought it was his free kick. Now, I'm not quite sure what Otten did wrong there, but it's a free kick to Waite. Kicks towards the wing, ball to the back, chance for Warnock. Carlton still an opportunity. Etihad to the pace of Garlett, sweeps it inside. Oh, missed the target, Andrew Walker. Thompson Luke does well, Tambling, and they're away. Knights, Dangerfield, beautifully controlled by Dangerfield. Short, oh geez, set tip of the task here, we've got hands to it. Front and centre, chance for Walker. Oh, he loves a goal, Walker. Pulls it back across his body, but didn't quite flush it. And the ball will stay in play, although perhaps Gibbs a little careless there, because Douglas is able to come in. They've got 4-on-1, the Blues. Scotland to Gibbs, to Carazzo, back to Scotland, and now Joseph, oh gee, you've got to know your limitations. Chancey got it back to Scotland. Short kick is set up for Tambling, the spoil. Here they come, Dowdy, off to Vince from 55, at the back, big chance, oh, he's taken the mark, has he? Paytas, Thompson, Scott. And the Carlton fans are irate, Rob. Did he hold it long enough?
I'll tell you what, the Tambling spoil was a beauty, though. Got it going back the other way for the Crows. That's a mark.
Yeah, fair enough.
7-2 inside 50s in this final term.
Scott Thompson to put the Crows 10 minutes into the final quarter in front for the first time, and he does. Crows have kicked the last 4 goals of the game and find themselves 5 points in front, and now the work in front of the Blues. Beautiful kick coming in from Vince, set it up for Thompson.
Bottom line is Carlton have only kicked 3 goals since quarter time, and there's that contested mark differential between Adelaide and Carlton.
Well, their contested marks have been the difference in what is a pretty low scoring game. Tippett and Walker taking the marks, and McKernan up forward for the Crows.
Judd was able to get his hands on it, but again overwhelmed by the Adelaide numbers and pressure. And John Cock took it from Martin, who's been very good since he came on as a sub. Low ball, pretty accurate. Riley snaps it. Oh, I thought should have been paid. I think the players thought it was a mark. Touched in flight, Brett Roseberry says. And some tired boys out there. Look at Murphy. Ooh, yeah, you can see in the replay, just came up a little short. And now he's got to get the ball into the boot, which he does. Sits up for Martin. Well, everyone happy to let it go out.
Mark Murphy escapes a bad injury here. Look at the awkward landing. Oh, the Crows haven't got an extra number back, so it's 1-on-1 all over the field.
Judd manhandled by Riley correctly, and McKernan also adding his pressure to the equation. And right now the equation is getting tougher for Carlton. 5 points is the margin.
Holding.
And they just can't win the footy. They won one here. The free kick going to Big Hampson at halfback.
So Hampson feeds it back to Gibbs. Dangerous short kick spoiled by Walker. Now a chance for Vince. Taken high. He'll get a free kick, will he? He ducked ahead. He was a bit lucky, but he's got it.
She's the Bryce.
And an opportunity here.
Yep. The Bryce Gibbs kick. Or was it Hampson's kick?
No, it was Gibbs's kick.
The Gibbs kick, yeah, it's got to be spot on there. It is such a risky kick to take, and it looked casual, and it put Heath Scotland under enormous pressure. Crows able to get a spoil on it.
And just to underline Carlton's inaccuracy, at the 19-minute mark of the first quarter, they were 5 goals won. Since then, they've kicked 3 goals, 17. Vincent opportunity to extend the Adelaide lead. He's kicked a goal. Margin 11 points. And this has been an incredible turnaround. At one point, Carlton led by 29 points in the early part of the second quarter. And the Crows, after fading so badly last week against Port Adelaide, have been the ones to make the comeback tonight.
Just shows how crazy footy is, doesn't it? See the inside 50s, 8-2. This Adelaide side beaten last week by Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide got beaten today by the Gold Coast, who Carlton smashed by 100 points plus in the opening round. 11 points the margin now, and the challenge is really on Carlton to show something.
Well, it is, Hutto. It is 9.5 minutes just to see what sort of resolve there is in this Carlton team.
Jacobs gets it down. Nothing clean for Adelaide. They've just been able to swarm around the footy. There's Martin trying to escape out the back. Thompson's been inspirational since quarter time. Tambling not quite clean as he comes out. And there's Smith. Slick stuff. Tambling good that time to Rutten. He's clever at getting the ball to the boundary. And it doesn't make it all the way, but that's not a problem because Symes was there to help out. Handball from Thompson. Oh, that was a tired old handball. Waite looked equally as limp as he grabbed the ball and just went straight to ground, and we'll have a ball up.
Don't do that, Richie. Don't be feeling around there.
It's the first quarter that Adelaide's won the contested ball.
So a bounce between half forward and wing for the Blues. Well done, Dangerfield. Gee, showed some pace there to get there first. Symes back to Dangerfield, breaks the Gibbs tackle. Martin back to Dangerfield. Oh, gee, put his teammate under the pump there. Scott Thompson, Betts. He coughs it up. Tambling, Van Berlo, John Cock across the ground. Crows do it beautifully. Oh, and left it behind. He's in trouble now. Walker's got him. He fends off John Cock. Now a chance for Garlett. Numbers back though for the Crows. Tambling, Garlett chopped off the handball. Rutten under the pump. Oh, chance for Walker. And now Murphy. Golden opportunity here for the Blues. Wade in the goal square. And he pops it through. Margin back to 5. Well, mistake by Otten. There you go. Simple mark. Took his eyes off it.
He was off, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was thinking, well, I've got this. Where am I going to go? And he spilt the beans. And then some terrific effort there, particularly by Walker. And composure by Murphy not to blaze away. Spot up Waite.
Forgettable moment for Andy Otten. Shake of the head. A Carlton goal reduces the margin back to 5.
And Carlton's given away having the two big blokes on the ground. It'll be either Warnock, who's rucking, or Hampson on the bench. They won't have one or the other up forward because the ball's been. That's a shocking bounce. Bring it back. They just have to make sure that they've got players who've got a bit of pace in their legs because they've been running off the big fellas, the Adelaide Crows, in this second half.
So it'll be a throw up this time. Jacobs, Warnock got the tap down to Riley. Quickly, Allard was onto him. And we're going to have a ball up. 5 points the margin. We're beyond the halfway point of the last quarter.
Crows playing a 6-man forward line. Carlton a 4-man forward line.
Still close attention from Riley on Judd. If it falls their way, which it does, but it got Dangerfield. He's been a one-man band for the Crows in the last couple of minutes. Martin off the ground is good to the outer side. Douglas combated by Scotland, and we'll have a throw in. The Carlton fans doing their best to try and urge on their boys. And the leaders of the Crows, like Richard Douglas, who's best and fairest winner from last year, trying to lift his team. Crows by 5. Warnock was slick stuff for a big bloke. Murphy and now Scotland with expertise out wide. Just bounced away at the crucial moment for Waite. What a duel this is, one-on-one, toe-to-toe, shoulder-to-shoulder. Waite takes it, comes up with a handball to Murphy. Was clever as can be. Russell out on the floor.
Well, he had one or the other. He's a long kick, Russell. He either goes for the goals or he spots up Eddie Betts, and he was caught betwixt and between.
So the Crows bring it out to Van Berlo, off the Vince at half-back. Kick towards Tippett. Joseph going back, but the kick had the carry. Off to Rutten, back to Tippett. Now an opportunity for the Crows. Very open forward line. McKernan leads for him. Kick from Tippett, had too much on it. At the back, Henderson and Walker. Push through. Was that a push in the back? No, says the umpire. A behind to the Crows. 6 points now, the advantage. We could be back next week, Rob.
Well, we could. Where's Strawny, by the way?
Scotland escapes from defence and trusts that left boot to take it to the wing. Robinson with a little bit of a shove. Good control of the footy, but he was surrounded. They were pouncing the Crows. Douglas into the middle. Made it a little tough for John Cock, but he was able to work it and use young Thompson, who might have just got a little extravagant there. Holding the ball, and the Blues can surge. Free kick to Betts, looks up, there's a couple uncovered, goes back with the handball, and the spearing pass comes in from Russell, a better one, but again Walker couldn't take the mark. Murphy applies the clamps, away it comes to Judd. He didn't break clear completely, but he got it to Walker, to Murphy, sizes it up, he conquers one, he couldn't conquer the second, gave it back to Robinson. Urgent stuff here at Etihad Stadium, and the Crows won't die. They dive in hard again. Oh, the legs will hardly carry these boys. Everyone with an effort, and then another effort. Van Berlo comes away. Something like composure is just not turning the footy over.
Have a look at the players. The players are spent. They're all doubled over. Have a look at the players. And a bit of a look at this. A bit of a result of the substitute rule. Well, the players are going to have to work through it. Keeps the good players out on the ground. That's what I like.
Kerno Carazzo kicks it to the hot spot. Contest, 20 from goal. Good mark. Yes, taken by Luke Thompson, who made a critical error in the midfield just a few moments ago. Made up for it there. Didn't pay the price, more importantly, for that previous error. Short to John Cock.
What a game he's played.
Coming up for disposal 21.
Move it on, play on, play on.
He's been creative. He's run hard. Draws a player. Over the top to Thompson. Back to John Cock. Look out. They're under the pump here. Dowdy. Garlett forces it clear. Boundary throw in.
Carlton fans say, what about a free?
So John Cock's decision making there brought into question, but he goes back, try and finds the footy. Dowdy off to Dangerfield. Gets some real purchase on the footy to the wing. One-on-one. Tipple's the only one to keep his feet. Needs a soccer off the ground, son. He can't. Try to get it to Knights, but the numbers went out. Scotland to Dygan. Forward to the play. Kerno off to Ellard, who runs to 50. Drop punt on its way. Has it got the carry? Yes! Scores level!
Another draw, Michael.
Great work this. Dygan, Kerno involved, and great finish from outside 50 from Ellard.
Surely not another draw. 78 each. Carlton fans, they're on their feet because the Blues have shown some great character in front of 37,000 here at Etihad Stadium. The joint is rocking at the moment. Out of the middle, Thompson, wonderful leadership in the second half he's provided. The coach wanted his midfield to lift this week, Wolsey, and they have.
Yes, and Carlton desperate to get these two blokes on. Chris Judd and Eddie Betts just champing at the bit.
Jacobs the tap, Simpson the hack. In towards 50, Wade, and that man, John Cock again, takes the mark, prepared to give it to Rutten. And those big, tired tree trunks get themselves together just in time to kick the ball out to the wing. Was that in the back on Martin? No, it wasn't. Simpson, he'll remember what it was like last week. He might have a real chance to redeem himself here, Simpson. Under stress, under pressure, they crash on top. Still is a chance for the Blues. Long kick towards goal!
Jordan Russell is a super long kick. He's not always accurate, but he can kick a long ball. You've got to give credit to Simpson. Simpson was absolutely out on his feet in the contest. He caused the spill. The ball came back to him via Hampson, gets crunched there, is able to get the ball out into the hands of Russell, and that is a 55-metre kick. You know how tired the players are.
Well, an amazing transformation. The Crows led just a few moments ago by 11 points. And 2 goals. They've missed all night, Carlton. And they kicked 2 goals in successive minutes from outside 50.
Chris Judd back on the ground.
He gets an early possession to half forward. Wade overruns it. Picked up by Smith. Taken out by Gibbs. Now Curnow. Got the handball back to Etihad, who just bangs it back inside, attacking 50. Touch ball, play on. Rutten does brilliantly. Now a chance for Martin.
I'm looking at Big Sauce Jacobs, the Crows ruckman. He can't run.
Crows are going to find a way out of defence here.
Martin, kick partly smothered. Judd can't control it. Thompson fell over when he didn't need to. Now they try and work it out. Little fumble from Luke Thompson. Now Dangerfield, we know he can run. He takes them on. Could he find something inspirational here? Patrick Dangerfield from 50. He lines him up. He kicks goalward. Tip it. No, not quite.
Gee, he got some terrific shepherding out on the wing, which enabled him to run and carry an extra couple of bounces.
5 points the margin, and the Blues bring it back in.
Laidler has the mark in the back pocket. What a game this has been. 5 points the difference. The Blues, they are in front, but they know that one straight one and that would change. Otten the spoil, and here's a chance for Douglas. No time to think about it. What was he doing? Still not sure. Gibbs, he was sure. Got it to Warnock, to Jamison, heard the call from Murphy. Blues on the overflow. Waits in the clear. He needed to be, because he takes the mark with 2 bites. Betts goes short, doesn't go to Betts. Instead, he goes into Simpson.
He can be the hero. Simpson can be the hero.
Oh, wow.
The twists and turns of football.
Gee, it's so important, isn't it, decision-making in the modern game with the pressure, Rob. And Richard Douglas' decision to handball back wildly to no one was a critical one. Surely the option was to get it forward. At least that's the direction the Crows players are running, but turnover, and now Simpson with the opportunity.
He's used all his allotted time. We know what happened last week. Kate Simpson, Carlton lead by 5. After a week of angst, he's only been able to kick it behind, but as they say, a handy point, Rob.
Handy point, Hutto.
And there's still time, perhaps.
Oh, there's plenty of time.
Relatively plenty of time.
6 points the deficit for the Crows.
He's going to go down the guts.
Can they win this contest? 3-on-2 in favour of the Blues. Front and centre was Russell. Curnow, Scotland. Waits. Oh, has he coughed it up? No. Well done, Curnow. Made a bad handball look good. Scotland into the pocket. Garlett, not quite. Chance at ground level. Russell tried to thread it through. Now the Crows an opportunity. Scott Thompson to Tambling. Hasn't had the greatest of nights. Judd. And free kick. Adelaide free kick in the back pocket.
So, it's been frantic.
Switch.
Can't afford to.
Oh.
No. It's still up for grabs. Critical error. Absolutely critical. And another ball. Did he miss? He's missed everything.
Mitch Robinson just needed to get it behind. Oh, what a handy one that would have been.
Oh, no. He's kicked it out on the full to a horror show for Richard Tambling.
The players are exhausted.
Yeah. This is Simpson again. I know. They're saying it's out of bounds, are they here?
Tambling was cramping earlier on, guys. He spent about 6 minutes in the hands of the trainers. He's been on the ground for about 4 minutes. He is out on his feet.
I think they're saying it was out of bounds before he kicked it somehow.
Even if Carlton, they should be thinking a point may well be enough.
Warnock, Judd's there. Chris Judd got it out. It comes to Simpson. And again, his kick's smothered. We're trying hard for the fairy tale for him. Now it's the Crows on the counter. Oh, too slow to get rid of it. Van Berlo this time. It's been the case. He thumps the turf. So many times he said, Michael, just critical decision-making late in this quarter. Tired bodies, confused minds. And that has probably cost the Crows the game in the end. Joseph was the tackler, and he's got the footy. 29 minutes gone.
So Joseph pumps it long. High inside attacking 50, that's it. Carlton come from behind victory. They trail by 11 points midway through the final quarter, but a great resilient win by the Blues. They've won it by 6 points.
This has been a Fox